Beverly, going back to urban land restitution, what is the current situation with the Waal Drive complexes? That's obviously been a very contentious issue. Residents being offered alternate accommodation but 20 kilometers away in Pelican Park. Petitions being signed, some refusing to sign it. It's splitting the community. Where's that sitting?
I think that's again, it's a complex issue, as I must say. I do sit on human settlements as a collective member of that committee. One of the things we need to analyze is really who's staying in state-owned property, on state-owned property. And as far as I am aware, that a whole lot of people that are staying there, although they've been staying there for 20 or 30 years, can't afford to pay the rents. So the market prices around and the rental income that should be demanded of those properties are not being met by for provincial government, and they would like to actually upgrade those and get a far greater return on rentals in that area. So you know, there's people who earn less than 3,500 Rand a month qualify for a certain amount of gap housing or RDP housing, and they get to be put onto the housing list. Then there's the income from 4,000 Rand up to 15,000 Rand, and that is the income really that property fits into. So that property is not actually for people who are not paying rent at all. So housing and human settlements has various levels at which housing is earmarked, and I think that's really where they're at. It is a sensitive issue and it needs to be managed correctly.
Reports that this issue is, you know, remnants of the past. Is it not just a case of economics? How do you tackle these?
Absolutely.
These
I mean, we sit in this on a weekly basis in a human settlements committee about. We can quite easily put it into the box of the past and say, well, this is, you know, around race and issues around discrimination, but it actually isn't as such. You know, Minister Bongi Madikizela has come from a disadvantaged background, who's now the minister, so he fully understands that wouldn't be his motivation. I think very much it's based on economics. And often human settlements have to make the correct decision based on economics. There just isn't enough money coming from national anymore for everybody to be living anywhere for free. There just isn't. And provincial government themselves have had to cut budgets on various levels in order to make sure that we can go forward. So I really don't think, and you know, as an ex-ward councillor who's often had to fight these issues on behalf of my residents, I get that. I get that could possibly be seen as such, but certainly not. I think the issue is largely around economics.
Beverly, just down the road, District 6, that's also been a very sort of sore spot. I believe over 1,000 people waiting for a response from the Land Claims Commission. Where's that sitting?
So District 6 is an interesting one because although it sits in the city of Cape Town, it's completely managed by national government. And I know that Mayor de Lille has on numerous occasions called for urgent meetings with the Minister of Human Settlements to try and fast track that process. That's been a hugely frustrating process for the city. So I think if we had complete control over there, we would have ensured that those people already would have been settled in their homes. So once again, we're waiting for national government to move much faster in land reform and land restitution.
I beg your pardon, that's over 1,000 families, not 1,000 people. So I mean, that is...
It's huge. It's absolutely huge, yes.
Yeah.
And you must remember that we've got to, although we've got to provide the services and make sure that the housing is actually built, that whole allocation of housing is done by national.